Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, boys? Running Routes podcast.
Let's go, running routes. Let's
Well,
go.
we got week 5 in the books. We're going to touch a little bit on the Thursday game for here, week 6. Week 5 was kind of crazy. Some bad reffing on the weekend. We'll get to that eventually with some of these games. But it was a pretty good weekend. I liked the Sunday night matchup. I liked the Monday night matchup. It was good football.
Definitely incredible football. Actually, yeah, it was some crazy, incredible games going on. How about the New York Giants winning in London? Huh?
Yeah.
Incredible.
But
Wow. How about the New England Patriots shutting out the number one offense going into that game, the Detroit Lions? I talked a whole lot of shit and said I'm taking the heart over coaching
Tried to
staff.
warn you the Patriots defense was going to give Jared Goff
No, you
trouble.
did. No, you did. And you know, I should have took coaching. I should have took coaching, man. I normally always do. Coaching and quarterbacks. I didn't this time.
Well, you probably took the quarterback considering they're on their third string, but yeah, you definitely didn't vote for Belichick. But.
Nah, Hoyer wasn't wowing me, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think Belichick's gonna be able to slow this offense down. I was crazy.
All right, though. But Thursday game, though, it's a weird one. You got the Washington Commanders going into Chicago. It's an even scoreline on this one. Both teams coming off a loss. Pretty disappointing losses, last-second turnovers to finish both of their Week 5 games. You know, Washington had a goal line interception against Tennessee, and Chicago wide receiver got strip fumbled after breaking a tackle on that same corner. The corner just came right back and said, "Hey, give me that ball back."
Minnesota.
It was rough. That's a hard way to go down.
Ironically, that receiver was on Minnesota. Was drafted by Minnesota.
That's
just
crazy.
Last year. Yeah.
Crazy. But, yeah, no, this is a tough game to call because both of these defenses, I think, are playing better than expected. Washington needs to, up their pass defense a little bit, I think. But that's not exactly Chicago's strength in this, in the way this year's going.
Right. Well,
but they've
said.
been able to hit some stuff, though. I think their last game, he hit Darnell Mooney for over 40 yards on one play. That led him into a touchdown on part of that comeback touchdown. But if I had to pick, I think I'm going to have to go Washington just on the fact that I know they can put drives together to score, whereas for me, it's still Chicago needs a big play in order to get a drive going. So if they can't get a big play off, whether it's Montgomery running or Herbert breaking off a 40-yard run or something like that, because this run game's good, but Washington's run defense is going to be able to slow that run game down a little bit. So I like Washington here, not because I don't think Wentz is going to make mistakes. I think he's still going to make mistakes, but I like Washington's ability to put drives together.
Yeah, I mean, I want to agree with you, Brady. This one was a tough one for me. I'm just going to go ahead and just jump out here on a limb, and I'm going to disregard all the numbers. I know Nick doesn't like when I disregard the numbers here, but the numbers say here on paper that Washington Commanders should definitely be able to edge this one out in any type of scenario. I mean, it really hurts looking at these numbers. This is appalling in a passing league. The Chicago Bears only have 135.8 yards passing per game, I think, and that's crazy. That's crazy to me. But I don't know what it is, man. Ron Rivera talking crazy the way he's talking. I mean, I'm really super duper high on the Terminator, Brian Robinson. I mean, this guy just took bullets, come back. I mean, he already played last week. He's gonna play again this week. Watch out for Robinson coming in. I want to pick Washington here, but I just don't know what it is about Chicago. I just think maybe potentially this game they're gonna be able to edge one out here. I'm gonna take Justin Fields, and I'm gonna go Chicago Bears here. I don't like any of the numbers. I don't like points per game, 17. I don't like points allowed, 21. I don't like none of it. But every given Sunday, and this is why I think on this day, on this Thursday or Monday, but the game's being played on a Thursday, I think on the bright stage, Justin Fields is going to show up and show out. And I'm going Chicago Bears here, people. Write it down in the books. I don't know about you, but what do you got, Nikki? Charlie?
I'm gonna disagree with you, Eddie.
You're allowed.
I'm gonna have to agree with Brady on this one.
You're allowed.
I'm going Washington Commanders. it's easy for me. I mean, both quarterbacks make mistakes, but one team makes more mistakes than the other team, and I would have to say that'd be the Chicago Bears. Personally, I don't think the Bears have the secondary or the pass defense to keep up with what Wentz is capable of. Wentz can really, he can go over 300 yards passing in this game, but he's going to make a mistake, and it's probably going to be at the worst possible time, like it always is. So he could throw 300 yards and then throw a pick late in the third or early fourth quarter. That's going to turn this game around for the Bears. I think it's going to be a banger. I think he's going to struggle with Roquan Smith back there, and the defensive line, they got some guys back there that are going to give Wentz a hard time. So there's going to be mistakes made. I think the Chicago Bears team altogether makes more mistakes than the Washington Commanders team makes mistakes. When you're talking about just quarterbacks, both quarterbacks make mistakes and haven't wowed me in any way. So, but I'm going to go Commanders 21-17.
I like it. I think Fields shows out too on the national stage. The Bears average 7 points a game kicking field goals, though. That's tough. I think this one's gonna be tight. If you look at the numbers, Eddie said the numbers for the Bears offense, and defense, and Washington is right behind them in defensive points allowed and barely in front of them in points scored. So it's tough to dive in the numbers and find anything that you really like to separate this.
For real.
I like this to be 23-24. I'm going to go with Washington as well. The reason being is I feel like Washington can move the ball a little easier. I agree with Nick. And they're not going to have to depend on scoring touchdowns as much in this one because the Bears don't score that many touchdowns. I think it's going to be a field goal fest. I think some plays are going to be made because both defenses are susceptible to giving up a big play. And there's some players out there. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I don't think it's going to be a boring one like we witnessed with Denver and the Colts last weekend.
Yeah, please, no.
But I gotta give the edge to Washington only by a field goal. Very close game.
There's a lot going on over there in Washington too, man. Behind closed doors, a lot of stuff being said, that can create turmoil and create a divide inside the locker room. And if it does at all, because of the things that he said coming into this Thursday night game this week, what he said on Monday, potentially could end up being something. We'll see here. That's why they play the games every Monday, Thursday, Sunday.
Well, you say, Rivera brought up, why the team was struggling with the quarterback. And it's like, from my perspective, if Wentz can't own that, then his feelings are too soft for this league. And he needs to maybe sit down a game or two and think about being a starting quarterback because they had the chance to win. They had the opportunity, 4 shots at the 2-yard line to beat the Titans. They've been in other games where he's come up on the short end. They have plenty of weapons there. There's no reason that they, you look across the field at Justin Fields and he does not have the arsenal of weapons. He does not have nearly the defensive talent that Washington has. So it's tough. It's tough to point the finger in a different direction, unfortunately, because Wentz has looked good. He's passed for 3. 2 weeks ago, he was up there top 5 with Joe Flacco and Geno Smith, and everybody's looking around like, really, is this happening? So, I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
But that's why he's not on the Eagles anymore.
Yeah, well, they got themselves a hell of a quarterback now.
Sarah emotional.
But split scorecard here or there for Thursday Night Football. I'm hoping it's a good one. I like Charlie said, I don't want another snooze fest.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. There's been a lot of those games this year too, where it's been tough football to watch, even if you're a fan of the team. Things have gotten really slow.
It could play that way, but I do think that this will be because of better, I don't want to say better defenses, because both those teams last week should have better defenses, but just playing better, because both that game last week, I don't think anybody was playing well. But this week, I'm hoping that I can see some change for Thursday Night Football and get some good football on.
You've seen Ron Rivera called out Carson Wentz talking about.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. He made his apology and they're making up, but
it was his fault. I was watching the drive. I mean, you got to be able to execute right there. In one way or another, you got to be able to execute. And 3 straight passes, including the one that was intercepted, bad reads, bad decisions, panicked, did not have control. But the sad thing is, he led them down there personally with good decision making and nice plays. So it's like you can see that he's still got talent, but when it matters, man, you're coming up short. You know, the victories are just not there.
But that's our week 5. That's our Thursday picks for